Appreciate all. You.
All right, let's get started.
Okay. All right. So, welcome. Oh my God.
Already with the fucking gecko on the fucking mic.
I swear.
It's good.
Okay. All right.
It's like boats and hoes. You know what you're talking about? You fucking like. Wait. Is that from
Boats and Hoes?
Step Brothers when he gets slapped by a fucking sail?
I don't know.
Or am I thinking of G.I. Joe? Like the G.I. Joe PSA shit.
Oh yeah. I was about to say I don't know if that's Step Brothers, but yeah. Okay. Everybody, welcome to episode 5, homie only chat. Today we got Galax on. Galax, how you doing, buddy? What's up?
Excited. I'm so excited. Y'all look so... This is the handsomest podcast in the world.
Oh my goodness.
Man, I love you.
I love Galax, bro. We love it. AJ and I, like, since we started this, we've been talking, like, Galax, we've been wanting to have you on for so long, and like you were like on your break for a little bit too, so we couldn't have you on, but we were always like, okay, man, like Galax, we were keeping tabs. It was like when you did that first comeback stream, AJ like texted me the stream link, and I was like, let's go. It was like some new fucking shit just dropped or something.
I DM'd him. Dude, it was like probably like 8 a.m. or some shit.
Yeah, no, it was super early in the morning, and I was like, woo!
I was like, wake the fuck up.
Yeah,
wake
I was
up.
like, I'm hitting him up right now because we've been wanting to have you on for fucking since we started, Loki.
Honor. This is such a... Y'all are so fucking dope. I fuck with you so heavy. The power level is off the charts. It's over 9,001. I can't believe I'm here. Somebody pinch me.
God damn, I love you. You know, this is cool because this is actually like a throwback. Wow. A response. Because I was on your podcast.
You were?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys prep, your talk shows, and you prep questions about like Melee and shit. I'm not as good as you. I'm not as good, like, you know, I'm not good at like prepping questions, but that's case special.
That's what I'm here for.
I don't know anything about Melee.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I'm stupid. I'm dumb as hell.
Yeah, but no. So I mean, honestly, let's just hop right into it. I got mostly streaming related stuff and music stuff today. So
yeah.
I just want to start off. You know, first way we start up most of these off is just like, so how long have you been streaming? Like how did you start?
So it's really funny. It's kind of a bit of a story. I'll keep it short.
No. You don't have to keep it short because I've heard a little bit of it.
I haven't heard anything.
I heard like you starting to stream spread to your homies around you. Like I think Galxius got into streaming because of you were streaming. He was like, "Yo, this is sick."
I bullied him into. He wasn't gonna do it. I bullied him into doing it.
Okay.
And he's so. Ask him. He's glad I did, man. Some of the best fucking. We wouldn't have known you guys, man. We wouldn't have known you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Twitch is
Dude,
powerful.
I was with him yesterday.
Yeah. That's
you were still with
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, I saw him yesterday. We got Korean barbecue.
They got KBB,
Yeah.
I almost went, but I couldn't make it.
If he shows up tomorrow without chicken, because I was promised chicken from the last time that he went over to yours, I was promised chicken.
Yo.
Show up with some of that.
No, there's no fucking way he'd be able to bring chicken because he has those boots. Those red boots. He had to carry that with him. Like, it was like... he had to carry that in his arms. That would have been chicken. Priorities. If it was, you know.
Priorities. I get it.
Yeah. I didn't even know you guys were IRL homies before Twitch. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
I went to high school with him. I met him my freshman year.
Damn.
You
guys been kicking it for a minute.
That's my homie right there. We've been ride or die forever. Because the thing about Gavosi, you know, he's a good friend. Like outside of funny, outside of being charismatic, outside of being good looking, big penis, he's a good friend. You know, like he's there
Yeah.
Sincerely.
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah. So story of how you started and how long you've been going.
Yeah. I'm super ADHD. It's good.
No, it's okay.
I love jumping around.
I'm the same fucking way.
I love jumping.
This is why it's perfect. Like I'm still thinking.
I love the Mother 3 saga is very entertaining to me. I just want to, so a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I'm Dominican. Dominicans, we eat a lot of fried food.
Okay.
We just fry a ton of food. Our hearts, we live to like 40, maybe. You know, if we run every day. So my cousins have been dropping like flies because I'm 30 at this point. You know.
Yeah.
So at one point, like 2-3 years ago. One of my cousins died, and I'm like, you know what, dude? He looks just like fucking me. This is gonna be me if I'm not careful. And at the time, I was 280 pounds, right? And I got a VR headset because I'm like, I have to do something, and I know I'm not gonna go to the gym. I know I'm not gonna take care of myself. I have to do something. So let me get a VR headset because I love Half-Life and I know I'll at least play with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Get a VR headset. I start doing Beat Saber every morning just to fucking be active, you know? And then I'm playing Beat Saber and I'm like, you know what? I'm here every morning for 4 hours. Why not stream it, right? I'm here anyway. What's the harm?
Mm-hmm.
So I started streaming myself in my boxers, playing Beat Saber with my big ass jiggling belly, not even looking at chat, because who's gonna pop in talking about, you know, increase your viewers at 123views. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. When was this? When was this? What year is this?
This must have been 2020. This must have been. This was like 3 years ago now, going on 3 years. Yeah. You know, and that's how I started streaming. I was there anyway, and then people started like showing up, and then, you know, they started showing up every day. I would start getting, you know, the same names, Potato Master, you know, Xavier, just showing up at every stream, and I'm like, sheesh, all right, maybe these guys might want to find out how to cook some kebabs. So I did my first cooking stream that week, and it's just been going from then and from there, you know, forward. Just people come in and then they lend me their energy, like Goku doing a spirit bomb, and it's just been so much fun that I haven't had any reason to stop until I came back from Japan and got depressed as fuck. But we're back.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That's a whole other conversation. But,
yeah, I was gonna say we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah,
I want to say that I relate to you, not only on a depression shit, but also, you know, I relate to you the same reason like I got into streaming was, I was playing Melee, like I work from home. I started working from home. I moved out and Jill was working and shit. So this is before COVID. I'm just like fucking sitting here playing Melee in the dark, and I wanted someone to see what I was doing. So I would like record my clips and post it on Instagram, and people would shit on me. My homies IRL are like, "Is this what you do all day? Like is this all you do? You just play like Melee?" And I was like, damn, they're right. This is all I do.
Damn.
So I was like, why?
I gotta ask though, were you cracked as fuck back then at Melee like you are now, or?
Here's the thing though, you guys see me play Melee and I look good, but Melee is such a fucking deep game, you know? So it's like, to even press start on Slippy or where the fuck we use, you have to think you're the shit to even get started.
Yeah.
So like the bronze players are like fucking the best in their neighborhood, you know? So I don't feel like I'm good because Melee is so tough.
Yeah.
So back then I thought it was a shit. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go live. You're gonna see some real shit. But you know, it's like some big ass world.
It's like a small fish or big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
It's
like that.
Yeah, I think that shit's mad funny.
Yeah, but essentially I just went live because like, fuck, man, I'm gaming anyways. I might as well go live. So then I built like I don't know if it's a bad habit. Depending on who I talk to, it's a bad habit. It's like I don't play games not off stream. Like not off stream. So I had that mindset always. It's like, oh man, I'm gaming. I might as well go live.
Yeah.
I'm picking lemons from my tree. I might as well go live. You know, like, oh shit, maybe I should go live. We're hanging out and talking. You know. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I feel like I'm the opposite of AJ. Like I play so many games off stream. I'm like, fuck, I really need to stream more.
Oh really?
Like, yeah.
Oh shit.
Especially nowadays, like it's weird. Like because a lot of the games I play aren't as appealing on stream either. Like I play mostly RPGs, and that's like kind of hard to make entertaining sometimes. But I think either way, it's like it's a pretty funny dynamic of just like, because I started the same way as you actually. Like I was posting gameplay of my Melee stuff on YouTube. And then I was like, man, fuck, this is easier to just go live. I don't have to record. I don't have to like. I was like, fuck this, man. I'm just gonna start streaming. And then yeah, here we are now. But
it's essentially it.
Yeah, I think I kind of want to know. It seems like. So actually, I'm just gonna ask because it seems like you started going live, you're like, fuck it, I'm gaming anyways. But I'm kind of curious, like, do you have any goals with streaming, or is it just kind of like something you're like, hey, I'm just gonna do it as long as it's fun?
Can I add to this real quick? What were your goals back then? Like, I guess like back then, and then what's your goals now? Because like that question's more like what's now.
Yeah.
But I want to know like different aspects of your stream. Like thoughts.
You guys are amazing at this. I just want to say you guys are fucking amazing interviewers. Jesus Christ. Wow, that's the 1-2. We got
it's good like mixing up.
Oh yeah. Give you a little 1-2 punch.
I respect it. So back then, I had just gotten back from Ohio, and I had been training dogs, but then COVID hit, and like I wasn't training dogs anymore because COVID, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any friends. Like I don't chill with a lot of people out in the world. A lot of the old like group that I used to chill with, a lot of them are dead. A lot of them are in jail, and a lot of them are just not the kind of people that I'm trying to rock with right now.
Yeah.
My life,
Totally.
So like I don't talk to anyone. So a big part of it was just sheer loneliness. I was just I was seeking the companionship, the almost like I exist, like someone else to look at me with their eyes to confirm that I'm here.
Yeah.
You know? Because at the time I was drinking like crazy. I'm like White Claws, that was the White Claw era, baby. You get a pack of White Claws, you go outside, you pretend like you're working on a fucking chicken coop because these egg prices are going crazy, you know, and the end of the world is coming or whatever. Like it was just a wild time. So I'm there barely being a person, just like, what am I becoming? So like talking to someone was a big goal of mine when they started coming in. At first, only goal was just
get one person,
you know, lose weight.
Oh yeah.
Beat Saber.
Like there were 0 viewers. My stream was super scuffed. It was ugly. I didn't have chat. My first goal was just lose some weight so that I could live longer.
You look good, by the way.
Yeah, you do. I can't believe you were too.
Like I started this shit, crazy. You know, starting a podcast, and I'm leaving like a fucking like I'm motivated. Like I'm gonna put like Atomic Habits on. I'm fucking lifting. Shit. I feel like I feel like running.
I've seen you on the Peloton, bro, on the bike machine playing Melee, bro. I've seen those.
That shit went hard.
I need to stay consistent though.
That was
I need to stay consistent like you.
That's some of my favorite shit. I love that. That's
Me
dope.
too. That was so fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, but.
And then nowadays I don't really. So I was gone for a while, and now I'm back. And
how long was that? That was months now, right?
Yeah, I mean even
stream time feels weird. Like you can't tell how long because a stream like you're so used to like a routine, a ritual or something. So like you're always like
when you break it feels so weird.
Yeah, when it breaks away, it's like oh, damn.
Yeah,
I'm trying to repair that. I'm trying to get back like that routine because it feels crazy when you're not like almost like a machine. Like you got to chug along doing it. It's like a shark. You stop swimming, you sink and die.
Yeah.
Totally.
I really am.
Yeah,
and
I'm still there right now.
7 a.m. You know, and waking up at 7 a.m. is
it's fucking hard. It's hard.
Yeah, totally.
Like before I miss my opportunity to bring it up, I completely relate to how you feel. Like how you're feeling about like I don't know, like fuck me. If my IRL homies watch this stream, they're like, "What the fuck you say? Would you say homie?" No, that's not that. It's not that. It's like I kind of relate to that as in like there's we're all adults. We're fucking old, you know. I don't know how old we are. We're like I feel old, and I feel like we're all kind of same age. It's like
same age.
You know, when my old group of friends, everyone had different pacings. Like they're all going to college, and I was working fucking I full time since I've been like 17, like into IT and shit. So like it was we never like synced up like life wise. And if that's your only friend group, like a lot of times I'm like fucking twiddling my thumbs, waiting for some shit to happen, something to invite me, and then if they do some shit and without me, it's like, fuck, what the fuck? It wasn't. What the fuck? Dude, they're at a fucking barbecue. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And as like you get older and time happens and shit, that would happen more often. It was like, I have friends like who are in a similar spot as me then, essentially, and a lot of times like they want to hang out friends and shit, but they kind of twiddle their thumbs until someone invites or like something happens, And I hated that feeling. Of, like always. It's like, oh fuck, well, everyone's busy with work and school. I'm never gonna see them until something happens. So other than that, that's it. That's just my life, But now that streaming is like, I feel like it's a different version of that. Like, I felt like I want to hang out with some friends. I made some good friends that like
just go live.
Yeah. Like it's not set to like a set location or like a radius. It's just some big ass net of like-minded or people I'd like to be around.
Yeah, like similar hobbies. Yeah, for real. Like if people in all our communities, honestly, if you ever watch this or see this, appreciate all of you because like building a community on Twitch is like a fucking it's beautiful for
It
real.
is
Like
beautiful.
it's you just find all these random people who just happen to be in the stream, and then like now we're fucking. I'm hosting a podcast with this guy. You know? It's like, what the fuck? How did that happen?
Before it gets out of hand, I love my homies still. I still love them. It's just like there is like a fucking.
It's different.
Like, it's just like a life difference, you know.
Like it happens.
My homies have kids. There's nothing wrong with kids. Like they're fucking focusing on their work and shit. Like you never see them. They're just like always working or some shit. Like they're always something, you know. So like I love them, but it's just like I just don't see them. It's fucking I see them once a year essentially. Yeah,
it's really cool.
All right, sorry to sidetrack.
No, hey, that was I
forgot what the original topic was. What?
Yeah.
No, but that's the beautiful thing about streaming. I mean, it's 1 a.m. for you, but in the UK it's 5 p.m. You know. And they're stopping by, they're drinking their fucking British tea, they're watching you, they're like,
yeah.
It's great.
And I tell you, your chat are from the UK and shit. Like, your homies, like in the chat, they're like aren't they in the UK? Isn't Gunner?
I don't have any friends no British people.
Oh,
I don't.
Yeah.
No Brits.
God save the king. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh wait. Oh no. We were talking about goals with streaming now.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Goals with streaming now.
So I just got back from a hiatus, and I don't try to tackle too much at one time. My brain is super one-track minded. I'm very like the kind of ADHD that hyper focuses and hyper fixates on stuff for like hours at a time.
Yeah.
I was a kid, fucking 5 years old, sitting at a piano for 7-8 hours a day. And if you bothered me, I would bite you. Literally, I would bite you with my teeth.
Damn.
Oh shit.
He was on the grind.
Yeah.
Serious grind.
So even today, I'm super hyper fixated on stuff. I can only do one thing at a time, really. So right now, my goal is just to be consistent. Consistency is the number one most important thing. If I say I'm going to be on stream Monday through Friday, I want to be on stream Monday through Friday, even if it's just 45 minutes, even if I don't have a cam, even if nobody shows up, even if I'm fucking banned, I don't care. I say I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That's the first thing is consistency. I will tell you this. I don't think, and this is some peek behind the curtain shit. I wouldn't talk too much about this normally, but I don't think. I think I have a brand, and I don't think my brand is very lucrative, family friendly, advertiser friendly. And my streams are not there for money or for sponsors. But I do really want to also make other kind of content on other platforms. Specifically, I want to make like a travel YouTube channel. Where all I do is I travel, and then I do straight like Rick Steves, Anthony Bourdain, straight fucking travel videos where it's like, I'm here, this is what we're doing, this is the food we're eating, this is what it looks like, this is what you should do if you go, this is where you should avoid. No cursing, no crazy.
Yeah.
Actual monetizable content. But I still want to do this here. I don't want this to go away ever.
No, I could completely. I don't want to sound like a yes man. I'm not a yes man right now. I like legitimately can see this working out. Like I see.
Me too.
I feel like looking at you right now at the arcade, looking at you through the screen. I see like I'm looking at like an early footage. Like I'm like, oh shit,
the beta version.
Like everyone's gonna reference the podcast. Like, oh fuck, you was on that shit. What the hell? You like early? Like do this before that fucking shit. Yeah.
I honestly I think that because the streams that you did when you were in Japan, I feel like is like a little piece of like proof of concept of that, because I loved watching those. Like I wasn't chatting as much because I was like busy with shit, but I was always like watching when you were in Japan. You were like showing your food, talking about that shit. Like I feel like that would be amazing. Like I think
thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I think you'd kill that shit. And that's cool to hear. I had no like you said, it's a little peek behind the curtain. I had no idea that was even something you were remotely thinking about.
I normally wouldn't say anything about it, but y'all, I mean, bro.
We appreciate you.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I really do. I think that'd be slick.
So, we've been kind of mentioning the hiatus a little bit. I kind of want to like touch on that a little bit more. So, like,
whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, and I hit him up beforehand too. So he said he said he's cool.
I love that you do that. By the way.
No, I always like
fucking
to check.
Clickbait. Put the fucking title.
I don't want to put anyone
like, quote unquote
on
some
the
really
spot.
personal shit on the thumbnail.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, the Galaxius left for this fucking reason. It's like the thumbnail.
we're all
like really fucked up.
Yeah, bro.
No, I appreciate you, dude. I like how you do that
every
shit.
guest we have, if I have I told Galaxius, I was like, we never ask any crazy shit, but I always like to just double, because my goal is never to, we're not, like you said, we're not doing this for fucking clicks or for whatever, like, we just love having, a stream, a podcast for streamers by streamers, it's like that's kind of like what our shit is. So we always want to make sure the homies feel comfortable. But yeah, so I wanted to ask, like, how was the break, first of all, and like kind of more why did you take a break, if you're comfortable? Or what you're
everything, full disclosure. First off, I really respect and appreciate that you do that, because I mean, making sure that people are comfortable when they come on your show, making sure that it's like a fun show to be on.
Yeah.
I love that you guys don't neglect that. That's so crucial. That's awesome. And
it's okay.
And for
that's okay.
I'm having a blast. This is so dope hanging out with
this
fucking people on the platform. Easy peasy, no doubt.
No, I feel like you're here, like,
Yeah.
I feel like I could, like, hug the arcade.
It's the homie only cam, man.
I love you guys.
Yeah. But
I guess the hiatus. So it happened because I can't stream if I don't feel good.
Totally.
I'm a big believer that streams are like streaming to me is a vibes based activity.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, before someone clicks on your stream, before I click on a stream, right? I'm looking at their title. I'm looking at where their camera is, what their setup is. When I click it, what the sound of their voice is, what their fit looks like, what the music in the background is. All of that contributes to like your vibe,
Totally.
Yeah.
So, like, if you have good vibes, like y'all got immaculate vibes, so people flock to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, easy peasy. But if you have bad vibes, like, I know a lot of dudes who have bad vibes and no one ever goes there. And and their gameplay is fine. Their production is fine. Everything's fine. They just have bad vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could tell when I have bad vibes. I could look in the mirror. I say, oh shit, I'm frowning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I have bad vibes, I don't want to share that with people, with the world. I don't want to, I just want to retreat. And this is just the way I operate. Like, different people do different stuff. But when I feel bad, I want to retreat into a corner and hide away until I feel like I'm strong enough to like come outside and see the light.
Yeah.
Same as you, bro.
So I didn't stream because I was feeling like shit, just plain and simple.
Yeah.
Totally.
Was there anything specific kind of making you feel that way?
Yeah, I guess. So Japan was dope. It was really dope. Like, I'm super Nippon pilled. Like, it was. I've been a weeb since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And Miami is a very different place.
Yeah,
totally.
And it really, unironically, like, it's funny, haha, Miami sucks, Japan is so awesome, but also, no, it really sincerely sucks the life out of me to be in a place where for a month, people are so nice that they fucking bow, compared to coming to Miami where, you can have your left blinker signal on for 3 miles and nobody's letting you the fucking...
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate it here so much.
Yeah.
And that bugged me. And then the other big thing that was bugging me was, like, I'm 30 now. I turned 30, recently, like in March.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get along with my family, not too much.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Galaxius, you're wasting your life. When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna make a career? When are you gonna get a fucking this and that? And I'm like, why don't you worry about you, dog?
Yeah.
You and me. I'm enjoying my life.
Yeah, you're happy.
But turning 30 and then hearing them and like fucking, it did get to me, compounded with the Japan thing. It just put me in a bad fucking place. I would. You asked me how it was. I would lay around listening to fucking city pop records.
Oh, shit's right there.
Right on time. Oh shit! I was just listening on the way here. I love that song.
It's a banger, baby.
Yeah.
That beat side goes hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was just laying around in a literal fucking black kimono, drinking sake, fucking cooking ramen, trying to relive what may be the best month of my life. I don't know. Maybe I die tomorrow. Knock on wood. That's how I spent it. Just drinking heavily and being sad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I think that's really relatable, dude. Especially like with the family stuff. People's like a lot of the older generation of like whatever you want to call them, like family members sometimes, like even my parents are like on my ass, you know, sometimes about just like, oh, what's this? When are you gonna start making money from this streaming shit? I'm like, that's not what it's about. All that, like, you know, like it's you know, it can be hard for people to understand, but I mean, honestly, I can speak for myself and probably a lot of other people when I say that I am genuinely happy that you returned. Like I said,
me too.
when AJ sent me the fucking stream notif, I was like, let's go, bro. It was like a fucking new album just dropped or something. I was so fucking happy. Like you genuinely bring a lot of joy to people. So I just wanted to let you know that, and it is good to see you back.
Yeah, and also I know how you feel about the streaming while not happy, you know? Like, you know, people. Oh, okay. So I guess I'll talk about like I'm the same way, but also I find happiness in streaming. So like when I'm in a bad day, sometimes I think like maybe if I go live, I'll be happy doing it. It's usually not the fucking case. It's usually like a dog shit stream. Like, it's like, fuck. The fuck am I doing?
Like somebody's got to do something extraordinary to bring you out of your funk.
Yeah, like it's like if anything, I was just like, you know, extra mad at people. Like I think I banned the most during those days. I'm just like pissed.
Same fucking way.
Yeah. And I just trick myself into doing it every time. Like I don't remember. I don't remember it happening before. Like maybe I'll try again. And it's always a dog fucking shit stream. No one watches it. No one wants to kick it because like you're mad.
Yeah.
Even if you pretend to be happy, it's like they can see right through it. Like it's like, dude, this guy's faking it. Like, but I know.
You can't lie on the internet. The internet will sniff it out. They sniff it.
100%.
Yeah.
It's hard to fake vibes. I think it's funny too because AJ talks about that all the time. You know, like when he's talking about letting people come over and hang out. It's like when you know someone long enough, you know, it's hard to fake vibes on Twitch for a very long time. Like you just can't do it. Body language, like the shit you talk about, the way that you are is all like, you know, that's a huge indicator.
Yeah, I was talking about that. It's like the reason it was easy to have like Gavosi sleep in my house on the first day or meet him, kick it with him again, you know? Like it's been 2 years in a row now. Where it's like, dude, if you watch someone streaming for like fucking, I don't know. Well, you and I, we stream long. Like we fucking have long ass stream sessions and daily. So like you see people like in every state. You see them when they're happy. You see them when they're frustrated doing shit. You see them during the most quiet times and no one's saying shit to them, you know? And over years, like over a long ass time, I could kind of either they're telling you see exactly who they are, or they're like a mass murderer.
I was about to say you're either a sociopath, like, you have to be a sociopath.
You're either so good at hiding that shit, like you're either so good at hiding that shit, or like I see you, you know, I know who you are, and that's I guess that's like everyone else is the same way. They can't tell who you are or how you're feeling, even though you're like smiling and pretending to laugh type shit.
Yeah. But I think honestly, I appreciate you opening up to us about that too, because that, you know, that's shit that like, especially talking about it like on the internet, you know, like you know, sometimes it can be hard to like get deep like that. But you know, I appreciate you fucking you know sharing that shit with us. Like,
and I'm a really big believer in like honesty. You know, I really think that as like people, as humans, we're very shielded and guarded and like protective of ourselves and even each other. I think that the world would be a better place if we were just more radically open and honest with each other. Like there's 8 billion people on the planet. Not everybody's going to fuck with you. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know? Don't pretend to like someone just to fucking like them or some shit.
That's fake as fuck. Yeah. No, so okay, now you know, like staying on the hiatus train a little bit, like I kind of, you know, you talked about it a little bit, but I'm kind of curious like what you feel like your relationship with streaming at like after the break is, since you've been streaming a little bit consistently now. It's been like a month, maybe a little under a month since you sort of came back. Like, what do you feel like? Do you feel more motivated? Do you feel like a little jaded with it? Like, where are you at right now?
And to go off that too, it's like, I feel like it's hard. It's like, when you first start streaming, it's like, oh fuck, I don't know if I could go live. Like, oh shit, I don't know if I can press start on the stream. And then like you do that shit so much, it becomes like second nature. Like I feel more comfortable on stream than walking outside.
yeah.
Like I feel more natural doing that shit. But when you take a long ass break, like, you know, to people it's like, oh, it's only been a week. It's only been a month. It's been like 2 months. That habits like you reset, you know? So you go back to the beginning. We're like, oh fuck, I don't know if I want to go live. Like you're trying, you're streaming and all that shit. All the lights are beaming on you, and you're like, I don't know, I don't know if I want to do this. But no, that's that's what I was trying to see how you're feeling about it.
No, I feel you. I actually, it's really funny because I hadn't had that feeling for a really long time, and then like when I started coming back, because I wasn't even, when I left, I wasn't sure that I wasn't sure that I was going to come back. So when I came back, I'm like, damn, I haven't done this in a while. You know, my finger kind of hesitated.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back to the point where I could just fucking, oh, everything's good. This isn't good. I'll fix it in the fucking starting soon. Click the button. You know,
tight.
I'm really happy to. I'm really happy to be streaming again because all my friends are here. I don't have like any IRLs. I don't hang out with nobody. My relationship to streaming right now is I feel pretty positive. You know, I'm mostly excited. It's not even that I'm like motivated. I'm happy that I get to be back. I'm happy that I feel like comfortable enough in this world to where I could do this again because this is really fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm either sitting in this chair yelling, playing video games and doing outlandish shit, or like I'm, doing something less fun. I don't know, like depressed or some shit.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I know.
And like I have really cool ideas that I think are really cool. And this is my first day back with the camp. This is my, this was like.
I know you
just in the nick of time.
I heard that shit.
You ordered that shit specially for us, man.
Yeah, I even got the same fucking model because I had ordered a previous cam and it came and it wasn't the right model. I don't know. It didn't work with the computer. I had to send it back. I ended up getting the same model as last time because at least I know it works.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to passing time here. This is the dopest thing that I can imagine doing right now.
See, I love this. This streams make me excited to go live.
Yeah.
Not to not to dismiss anything about the other guests, but I've the recurring theme I've been having in some podcast episodes. It's like, why am I streaming anymore? Like, why are we still doing this shit?
That's so true, though. That is true.
Like, why are we still doing this shit? Like,
it feels like every other podcast episode, we have like a fucking existential crisis about streaming. We're like, man, all my homies I started streaming with are gone. Like, man, fuck this shit. Like,
you know that feeling, though. Yeah. I know that feeling.
Yes.
When you,
there's so many fallen homies.
Yeah, the way I see it, though, is like, so corny. It's like, those like fucking like movie tropes or story tropes where like, you live forever or anything, you just see your fucking you see like your friends and family like pass by, but you're
still there.
Infinite.
Yeah,
it's like that. You're like, I've been streaming so long, the groups like who start up with me, like they just quit and leave and fucking vanish, and it resets. It's like a new cast every fucking couple of years. Every year, I guess. Yeah, I say couple of years, but I've been streaming like 3 years. But yeah.
But I mean, no, I was about to say I feel like I feel happier.
Yeah.
I'm in this one. I'm like, oh yeah, streaming's tight actually.
Live, dude. I'm having live.
Streaming's fucking cool.
It's out of it. Like if you wanna cook some food, cooking food. If you wanna walk, I've done streams where I go outside and I just walk my dog. Around the neighborhood. Like it's just sharing moments with people that are like a million fucking miles away. There's something really cool about that. It speaks to me.
Definitely.
No, I love that.
Yeah, no. The first stream of yours I ever watched was when you were making cakes, when you were baking cakes. Like,
oh wait. Was the one where like he like fucking put in his face and started like walking around? Or no?
I don't think that was because
that's a good one.
So because the first Galax, I met Galax through you because you rated him.
Yeah.
You rated him, and then I don't remember what you said. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna send you my homie Galax. Like he's got super high energy. Like he's super dope. Like he's a funny guy or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, and then Galax, and then like Galax always has the most beautiful like. When someone raids, he's like always so high energy and does like the funniest, raid intro.
I fucking love your shit.
And I was like, oh, dude, I fucking love this guy. I was crying, like laughing.
Yeah, that shit is meaningful as hell. I met so many dope people through raids.
Yeah. It's
like there's some streamers who don't raid. They're crazy to me. I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, I always raid, even if I have fucking 5, 4, 3 viewers. Like I always raid.
I still remember how we met. I remember this. Well, it's like, well, context wise, like I remember I was playing Stardew Valley. I'm just fucking digging through digging through the fucking mines, like, and then Momo raids. Momo raids, and the reason Momo, I think we just vaguely just met, and I met Momo. I could go to like a fucking family tree. Like Momo, I met through Diego, and then what they call it, she knew Diego because of like watch like Ching's or Shamana's stream, and then fucking because of Momo's raid, I met you and Gavosi. And I was playing RJ. You know, RJ in the background, like, whoa, what the fuck? Is this guy playing RJ? I was like, oh shit, who are these raiders? Yeah. Usually raids are cool, you know, but like sometimes it's like raid and dip type shit. Yeah. But we actually talked for a minute. We were talking about hip hop for a long ass time. I remember that day.
Actually.
Yeah.
It's fake news.
Huh?
Actually, I was streaming and Princess Momonoke told me to raid you.
Oh shit.
A little switcheroo.
And was I playing Stardew?
You were, and I think I was playing Minecraft.
Oh, and
You
shit.
don't know who to raid because I didn't know who to raid. You should raid my homie Smasher. I'm like, SmasherMagazine, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I'll listen to you. Best decision I ever made in my fucking life.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay.
That's how it goes.
Damn. Okay, it was close. It was close.
I was about to say it's close enough. It's close enough. It's still Momo's.
I remember what happened afterwards. Was
talking
about. I remember
pop.
specifically because I was doubtful. I doubted Momonoke. I was like, but then I raided you, and I mean, here we are. You're amazing. You know, we started talking about hip hop. You said. And right off the bat, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm staying here. I'm never leaving.
Yeah. I remember it like vividly. Just like killing slimes and shit. I was like, wait, who are these fucking people? Yeah. Momo, who'd you bring over here? Yeah.
I think that's so funny. AJ and I bonded over hip hop too, like because I was in a situation where I had never interacted with people who knew what hip hop was. Like people thought I was in school, people thought I was weird, like all my classmates are listening to like the popular shit, like whatever Drake song was popular at the time, YOLO and all that shit, like whatever. And
that shit's tight though.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, that shit's tight too. But I was saying like I was listening to like fucking old school, and I was fucking listening to Drew the Damager and like all that, and people were like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Like, what are you listening to, you little weirdo? And so I never had that. And then AJ was playing what's it called? He's playing Doom, and then I was like, what the? I was like, I have never met anyone in my life who has known like Emma. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then we were all, and then after that, I was like, all right, I love this guy. He's playing Animal Crossing, and then yeah, we all became cool. So that's another beautiful thing. Which fucking the power of hip hop right there, connecting people, which actually segues perfectly into my next question.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I know. I saw that shit. I saw that switch up.
I got some segues.
I already know where it's going too. I know where it's going.
So I kind of want to go through the Galax musical journey, like your history, because I feel like I remember you saying you were like doing EDM stuff when you were younger, like you're an EDM DJ, and then you kind of did the battle rap, and then like I kind of want to like how did you sort of start like getting into music versus like what was the journey of that to like your relationship with music now?
That's y'all got questions.
Okay.
I see you. Nardwar needs to take notes. I started playing. So like I said, I was a fucking weird kid. I was like, they had psychiatrists for me and shit. So at 4 years old, my parents put me in kung fu and in piano for discipline because they didn't know what the fuck else to do with me, So the kung fu, whatever, I did it for 10 years. That was fun. The piano, I got obsessed with. So at 4 years old, I started playing the piano. That was like I was spending hours upon hours every day doing that. And then from the piano, I got into like middle school. Before that, I was just doing piano stuff on my own, listening to classical music. I was in Santo Domingo with a little fucking electric keyboard. Every once in a while, one of the crackheads would like steal it, and then my uncle would have to like beg them to give it back and shit.
Oh
He's just a little boy, have some heart.
That's crazy.
It was wild times. That was back out west of Santo Domingo. Now it's nice. Back then, it was pop, pop, pop every day.
Yeah, goddamn.
But so I got into middle school, and then I got into like band because I was a music kid. So they're like, okay, join band. But the band program, I went to a black middle school. We did not have the resources. It was just very bad, right? So I was effectively, this is crazy, and it's true. I was effectively the band director my 8th grade year.
Wow. That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Damn, dude, you were fucking.
Is there no adult to take the role, or no one was skilled to do it?
No, he was not. It's not even that he wasn't skilled. It's that he didn't give a fuck. His name
Oh
was
yeah.
I'm not going to say his name. Actually, I shouldn't. Yeah. But he was a trumpet player, and he didn't give a shit about the job. He was okay. He was mostly feeling himself. He was trying to be a jazz trumpet player. Like they didn't have a good education, like band education system there. So that was awful.
Yeah.
But it taught me a lot about dealing with people, you know, because I was like conducting them and shit. Like it was actually me up there, and he was off doing whatever.
Wow. That's crazy.
So after middle school, I went to a high school specifically for band, like for music. So then I was in marching band there. I played percussion. I was drum captain. That was fun. I was still, you know, just learning about music. I was still classically, I primarily have always seen myself as a classical composer who uses other idioms in his compositions. Kind of like how George Gershwin isn't really jazz, but he'll like write and it sounds like Rhapsody in Blue sounds like jazz.
Yeah.
Or like how Lin-Manuel Miranda will write a musical like Hamilton, but you wouldn't call it hip hop because like you wouldn't call that freestyle or off the dome because everything's written. Yeah. Every pattern, every word, every bar is written. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not really hip hop. It's musical theater with a hip hop verbiage. You know?
Yeah.
So that's how I've always seen myself because I've always been trained with the music theory. I went to college for music theory and composition.
Oh shit!
That's
I didn't know that.
And then I that's when I started rapping. I got in with like the rappers and because I was doing a little bit of production here and there because I was interested in branching outside of like I was getting real experimental in my shit. I was hitting that Zaza. I'm like, I'll be the next John Lennon.
That Zaza.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But you know, I started rapping and immediately I like that underground shit because I was drawn to the more complex, intricate, deeper like versions of hip hop, like the trap, like that Ace Hood trap, and then also like that underground, like that Far Side, that atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like that's just what I liked. So that's just what I sounded like. That's the kind of beats that I started making. But people weren't fucking with that in 2014.
Yeah.
So I spent $10,000 on a fucking EP, on a 6-track EP that sold 50 fucking copies.
Damn.
Wait, I need to hear more about this shit. I need you to go a little more detail.
I'm so mad
on that story, like real quick. Like real quick, just go a little more than what you were to give me. Tell me more about this EP.
So I used to go by Low Key the Fool because like MF Doom, like a Marvel character, Low Key like a Marvel character, but also like Norse mythology or whatever. I was a Doom stan from the get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I used to like fucking grab this mask and I used to put it on.
Oh, that's where that fucking mask
I did not know that's where that was from.
Starting soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Deep Galax lore.
And in my backpack, I would have the mask, I would have my MPC, and I would have a change of clothes, like a stage, like a big black fucking, you know, and I would book my own shows. I would wear a regular person suit, like a normal dude, and I would talk to like the venue and the bookers, and I would be like, hey, I've got an artist, Low Key the Fool, who would be really interested in being booked for your next, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I go to the place with the fucking shit, I put on the mask, and I do the set.
Oh, shit.
That's so sick. What the fuck? That's tight.
So nobody fucked with this in 20. I don't need to tell you that my EP made zero money. So I made a 6-track EP. I made all the beats myself. I worked with the guitar player for a local metal band that was signed by Sony, and then he got fucked over because that's what happens in this industry. He did a really good job on it. It's a project that I was really proud of at the time. I would never re-release it.
Oh, fuck.
I would never.
Fuck.
You have to understand, this was a different era of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some.
I can separate the time. You know, I
know you can.
Yeah.
You're Smasher. You're a scholar. You're a scholar. I know you understand. There's a historical context.
Yeah.
So, but if I just put it, Twitter would cancel me in a heartbeat, bro. I have a track that no, I can't even talk about.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to.
I can't even talk
but
about it.
I kind of get the gist. You know, I know I get it.
We might have to get the lost files in the DMs, bro. I am so curious.
I almost got in a fight with Joey Badass once outside of a venue. I fucking hate him.
Really? What?
I was jealous.
Crazy.
It's not even his fault. I was jealous of every single person that had any connection to MF Doom at the time because I felt like I was making better music and I deserved to fucking be on that. Fuck you, Bishop Nehru. All right. I was mad as hell.
Yeah.
I was mad and I was throwing out disses left and right, you know, and he came down to Miami one day. And his little fucking entourage, whatever, TD, whoever, he's dead, capital, eat my ass. And I was like, hey, Joey, fuck you. And he's like, who said that? It was silly. It was really, really stupid.
That's crazy.
Oh my fuck, dude.
Wow. Dude, the deep Galax cuts right now. This is fucking wild. I never knew about any of this.
Holy shit, dude.
Okay, I'm actually curious. Do you fuck with Joey Badass's music, though?
I think that his music is way better than a lot of the garbage that was coming out at the time and way better than a lot of the garbage today. I do.
Because I was about to say, I kind of fuck with Joey
Well, okay,
Badass.
well, also though, it was like there was a whole like rush for like the boom bap like revival around that time too, you know. So it was like a gold rush, you know. Like everyone was trying to see who was gonna be the one that like outlasted it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's more than just Bishop Nehru. It's more than just Joey Badass. You know. Those are just like the two ones that people remember from that time, but a ton of people from like Chop Herring Records, like they were fucking like moving that same time. They're young kids doing that shit.
Yeah,
I can't think of
there was like
the
a
name
battle
it,
for the soul of hip hop because it was like, oh, hip hop is fucked up. Oh, the gangster rap. Oh, the new shit is like all pop and commercialized. We need a new young generation of hip hop to take it in this direction, who respects the old heads but who can take it to new heights and whatever.
Yeah,
and that was the narrative. That was the Joey Budden fucking narrative being put out there. Right?
Yeah.
And it just never happened. It just never happened.
Yeah. Man, oh, wow. Those are some dope ass stories right there.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to dig in a little bit more on the battle rapper side of it because I know that was my. And I think I asked you this question like offhandedly in a stream one day where I was like, oh, like how did you where was your relationship with hip hop kind of start? And then you're like, I actually used to be a battle rapper. Like I was on the roof of the mall like battle rapping with shit and all that stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm kind of getting like, what was like sort of the experience being a battle rapper and like, do you feel like that actually gave you any skills that were like useful to either you streaming or whatever you brought that into in life? Because I feel like that's a skill that can translate to a lot of things.
Absolutely. Battle rap is the most powerful thing that I aside from music production and understanding like where the beat goes, where the snare goes, battle rap is one of the most powerful things that I was given early on. Early on, it was just like shadow boxing with your crew, because I used to run with a crew. It was like 4 of us and shit. So shadow boxing with your crew with the fucking lyrics, and then eventually you go to the cypher by the church in downtown or in midtown on a Saturday night, and everybody there knows each other, but nobody knows you and nobody knows your crew. And then the cypher starts, and it's just like, look at this, and then all of a sudden, everybody got a target on their chest, and then it begins.
That's so sick. Yeah, that's hard.
Those were fun days.
Yeah,
I think that gave me the superpower of shit talking. I could shit talk. Anybody can come up to me and try to argue with me, try to fucking talk shit to me, try to insult me, and I guarantee you they'll run out of ideas before I do.
Yeah. 100%.
So I'm glad I have him on my side.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say I'm glad I'm friends because Galax is one of the quickest fucking minds of like just coming up with fucking shit. Like it's crazy. Even the mic check, like this wasn't on stream, but we were asking Galax to do mic checks. He just busting out sick ass freestyles. Like, dude, I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? Like, my man's is different. So I think that's super cool.
I love freestyling. I came up learning how to freestyle on Metal Fingers beats and on New Job and Fat John beats. Rip from LimeWire and put on a CD and put it inside of the Mazda and just fucking
and the Mazda too. Something about hip hop and Mazdas. Yeah. You ever see my Mazda that I drove and I fucking crashed it?
They always crash. There's no Mazdas in the world, dude.
That shit was crumbling up like a fucking piece of paper, man. yeah. I think there's something about hip hop and Mazdas.
Just gotta crush that shit.
What's your relationship now with music? Are you well? I see you play piano and stuff, but how about like hip hop? I guess like, are you still actively like writing? Still actively producing?
Not really. Like I just kind of do it when I feel like it. Like if I randomly, I'll think of a line and I'll write it down on my phone.
Okay.
And I've just got like a collection. You know how Eminem has like notebooks? I have iPhones. You know.
Yeah.
Same.
And like as far as beats go, I feel like I'm in a place with my beats with like hip hop production with like kick, snare, and then a sample and title. I'm so over it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I could bang out, like I banged out a 12-track fucking lo-fi instrumental beat tape a year or two ago, and I did it in like a week. And it's like I shouldn't be able to fucking this. You know, like this means nothing.
Yeah. It's funny. You know? I see a lot of myself when we're talking. I feel like I'm talking to like a mirror. Like I'm gonna ask another question. I think I already know the answer.
Word.
Okay, so like I'm guessing like well, this might not be true, but like, do you feel like there was a time when you were really passionate about this and you'd bust this out like every day, like a ritual, but do you feel like streaming kind of took that spot for you or no?
I kind of look at them differently.
You think you look at them differently?
Yeah, because streaming is something that I do like almost purely for fun. Almost like streaming to me is like a social activity.
Okay.
Whereas music is like meditative for me. Music is something that I'll sit down and I'll do for hours and no other thought will enter my head except what bass line should I put on this?
Yeah. Okay. I think we're different then. Like there was a time like all I did was dig. I was digging for music. I was producing I guess like DJing and scratching and whatever it is. And I would dig like crazy. I'd dig like crazy. I would make spreadsheets. I would use my IT background to like fucking dig harder than any producer you could think about. Like I would run scripts and shit and have it pull a fresh batch of fucking rare ass records. I can't tell how I'm getting it because I'm gonna get arrested. But I would siphon these records and they would automate it daily. And I could run through it fast and look at the waveforms so I already know where things change. And this is like 2013. So I already knew like, oh shit, it's gonna happen. And I'm like, I already know how to dig based on labels. I know how to dig based on year. I know how to dig based on who's worked on it. So I was using all those things plus the IT shit, and that's all I did. All I fucking did was dig. And then, you know, burnout happens. And then I feel like ever since I started streaming, I got stuck. Where like I love streaming stuff. Like, you know, that took my time. And I haven't been as hungry, you know? It's just I think we just treat it differently. Yeah. But that's
funny. I'll actually like streaming actually will motivate me to work on music more.
Really?
Because like I'll have an experience in stream and then I'm like, oh man, this is like I could rap about this, you know, hate rate till the bots go by. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
I've heard your fucking I forgot what the name of the track is. It was posted on the Discord and you reference about like Twitch stuff, you know, and there's a line, I think it's like something about like receiving biddies. Thank you for the biddies. Yeah. No, jump up and down. Shaking your titties. Right. Like shit.
That's a fucking bar though.
Like they're probably one of the best like Twitch related raps I've heard. I was like, oh shit.
Dude, I love that.
I love that track.
Dude, that's when I knew I was like a fucking huge Galax fan. Like, because I didn't even know, like, I loved Galax just for the cooking shit. I didn't even know anything about like the hip hop and all that stuff until like later on. And then I was like, oh fuck, like, you know, I remember you were working on like a diss track for like some other, like I forgot about like, not to put you on blast or nothing, but yeah, like I remember.
This fucking piece of shit comes into my fucking stream. I'm wearing a fucking Pokemon shirt, and his chat is making fun of me for wearing a Pokemon shirt on Twitch.
Yeah,
some random just chatting streamer.
That's so weird.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, what he does is he's like a rapping streamer where he'll but he does like he's just triplet rappity rap. I hate it. So he'll fucking go on streams and he'll have his chat go into their chat and be like, hey, this guy's, I almost said his name. This guy's gonna ask you something. Just say yes, okay? And then they're like, oh, okay, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, hey, can I rap for you? And then he fucking busts out some
cringing.
Yeah,
rap.
That's so whack.
And then they're like, oh my gosh, you're the greatest rapper I've ever seen.
Yeah. Damn.
Like, yeah, have you ever met another rapper?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
The one rapper, you know.
Yeah, it's the one fucking guy.
I think I know the kind of guys you're talking about.
Yeah, I was about to say I have a perfect image in my head, but I remember. No, I that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, being introduced to that sort of side of like the hip hop stuff too. And actually this is another beautiful segue actually, because I want to ask about like you know, one of the first things that I was introduced to you about like the hip hop side of things. Oh. Good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, it was like, you know, I kind of want to talk about like the significance of hip hop history to you in terms of like how it affects the stuff you sort of made more recently, or like when you were doing hip hop back in the day. And then you know, because especially I know that stuff is like you're very well versed in it, because like there, I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but Galax did like a whole fucking presentation on like hip hop history. I watched fucking both parts of it. It was beautiful. Like because I remember you were mentioning it on stream, and then I was like, holy fuck, like this guy really knows his fucking shit. And then I was like, that's when I know. I was like, all right, this guy's fucking, you know. So I'm kind of curious, like, what are your thoughts on like the significance of sort of hip hop history and like how it informs?
Like that video? You really liked it?
I loved it. I loved it.
Hey, what the fuck? I heard a Discord DM.
Yeah, I heard that too. I think that's.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, like, but yeah, no, like, what do you, you know, like, what are your sort of thoughts on
that? Hip hop did a lot for me. Before hip hop, I didn't really know how to. Hip hop gave me a lot of confidence. Hip hop gave me a lot of like confidence to be comfortable in my skin, you know, because before hip hop, I don't know, I was a different person. Mm-hmm. Music in general is probably the single most important force in my life. Like I remember, I vividly remember being 7 years old, standing in front of a bathroom mirror, and then literally praying to God to make me a better musician.
Wow.
Like music is. There are times in my life that I would not have made it through without music, without that, you know, thing to idolize and deify and hold above everything else.
Yeah.
Something that, you know, but you know, and hip hop gave me a lot of education too. A lot of my education came from hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, when I hear Raekwon, when I hear, you know, Tretch, when I hear these people talk about the history of the genre, when I hear Mos bring up jazz musicians, when I hear, you know, Jay Electronica talk about the old spirituals, the roots, the real roots of where it came from, and then I think on my actual education, because like the music education doesn't touch hip hop. Mm-mm. The music education doesn't even pretends it doesn't exist, right? Yeah. It's just pop music, but in reality, it is the most recent version of something that's been going on in America all the way back to the importation and the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
Like hip hop has I studied ethnomusicology, right? I studied music theory. Hip hop has very specific elements, syncopation, a call and response, a sort of what we call freestyle, what we call off the dome, or you know, but this idea of making it up on the spot, you know, all of these things are not present in Western classical music. So when you go through a Western classical music education and then you come across hip hop and then you learn the history of how we got here, that did a lot for me too. I mean, I would be a completely different person with a completely different worldview, honestly, with completely different political views if it wasn't for hip hop, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I hear Talib Kweli on the new Black Star record, talking about when people show you who they are, you should believe them. When he talks about the Weathermen, you know, the leftist organization that bombed a lot of, you know, like I see clearly what he's doing. Because rappers lay breadcrumbs, you know, and that's what makes Doom so amazing. Doom doesn't lay breadcrumbs. Doom is a fucking lighthouse. Doom is a lighthouse for lost rappers to go to, you know, like rappers lay breadcrumbs and I picked up those breadcrumbs and I was hungry. So I ate them. I ate them and I digested them. They're in my fucking belly. You know what I mean? It's hugely important to me.
Yeah. That was fucking that was like a line right there, bro. That was fucking beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Holy shit. That was tight, dude. I fucking love that. Yeah.
I love hearing everyone's experience with hip hop. It's like a genre that if you let it, if you give it a chance, it would like take control of you. Like, you know, it's like
ride, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it will like
so many different aspects of
like
it.
I feel like I built my life around like the genre, you know? I built my career like for the genre. Like,
yeah.
I told myself like, oh man, I fucking love this shit. This is what I don't know. This is like the sound I've been looking for all my life, and I'm constantly looking for the sound, you know. And I even told myself as a kid, like fucking 12 years old, I was like, I'm gonna make a career where I could like give me the time to just dig all day, you know. You know, I'm not gonna be like flipping burgers because I can't listen to music. You know, like I gotta like I need to find something that will let me like constantly dig and do this. That was the ambitions
And I gotta say, I massively respect. I think that there's hierarchies in hip hop, and I think that at the very top are b-boys, and right under them is DJs. You know what I'm saying? I think that the DJs are the kings who are still living, because there's no b-boys anymore, right? I think that the DJs are the last paragons of hip hop culture, because hip hop, you know, people are like, oh, hip hop music. No, there's more to it. You know, is that Ippo?
Yeah,
Ippo's
Ippo's
a good boy.
Jill, want to say hi real quick?
Good boy.
We're gonna have a guest. If you stay here, he can see you. Make sure you don't trip anything, because it's gonna.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, hello.
What it do? What it do?
What it do? Hey, Jill.
Sorry, I forgot distracted. I'm trying to think.
No, I just want to say I have immense respect for what you do. DJs are like wizards. It's
like
amazing.
I feel like every aspect is important, you know. Because like I unfortunately, like, especially when the previous episode we were talking about Saxon, I really respect
Old man Saxon.
Old man Saxon.
P. Weber, my homie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Biased, but like people who rap and, you know, I mean, you guys both do both, but it's like people who actually like listen and like rap and write and like analyze the lyrics. I feel like a lot of rap, when you're rapping, is like you lived life and you have these thoughts and you present it, you know. But I feel like when you're a producer and DJ, like your job is to know so much music, like you have to fucking dig your fucking life out, you know, to catch like these sounds, you know. But life might not be being lived. Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with any of these paths, you know. But I think about that all the time. I always respect a lot of rappers. I'm like, oh.
This is why I say the DJs are like the wizard in the high tower peering down at everybody else. You know, like, no, I feel that.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think, you know, and dude, this is why, because this gets back to what we were talking about a little bit, where like Twitch is cool because you can meet like-minded people. But in my case, you know, like my hip hop like experience, that's why I always love. That's why I flocked to you guys too specifically, was because AJ was like the first person I met who was like into hip hop and like knew his shit like even more than I did. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like this is crazy. And then, you know, like, and then I met you, and I just love, you know, like I think it's so cool that we can like hop on Twitch and then learn so much about this shit, because especially like Galax, the whole historical aspect that you were talking about, you know, like I learned so much from just watching your streams and watching that YouTube like little mini series that you made too, like on just the history of like, it's crazy the shit that people don't even know, like don't even know what they don't know. Like it's it's like a whole different, we're not even talking about like, you know, early fucking 90s of like we're talking about like the roots, like way fucking far back, and it's crazy how much of an impact that stuff goes. It's like a whole fucking building block, and I just think that's beautiful. I knew I had to mention, you know, hip hop history somewhere in here, so I'm glad you indulged me on that. I really wanted to hear you talk about that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. But oh yeah, so I kind of wanted to, you know, we're staying on the hip hop train a little bit. So, you know, a couple of my favorite tracks of yours that I heard, you know, Capital, right? And then Life Cycle. I kind of want to know, like, what do you remember the specific process of like making those songs, like, because those songs just fucking bang. But like I have those shits on repeat like all the time. I love your fucking music. So kind of curious, like.
That means the world to me. Thank you so much. Because like my new shit is completely different from what I used to do. So that kind of like validation, it means a lot to me, because I never know if I'm doing the right thing when I'm doing it. I never know, who's gonna fuck with what.
Yeah.
As far as like what I really do is I just kind of like live life, and then it like subconsciously like melts into my brain, and then I decide that I'm gonna write. So I'll put the beat on a loop, and then I'll listen to the beat, and I'll just kind of like meditate. Like I'll think nothing, and then like picking an apple out of a tree, I'll just. And we back with the iconoclastic bombast. Oh shit! Okay, that's the first line. What rhymes with bombast?
I love that. Yeah. Oh man, that's tight.
But it's all just like references to shit that I'm doing right, that I'm living right then and there. Whatever's actually on my mind. Like the Capitol riots had just happened, so that's why I named it Capitol. And I was having real conversations with my folks, like, is this who we are as a country? I was just getting on Twitch and just starting to like make friends, so like that was happening in my life. And it's like I humiliate Twitch affiliates with the chili paste. I was just learning about gochujang at the time, so I was hyped about chili paste. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
And the life cycle, I was really into. I was getting like a bunch at that time, because that's when it was really popping off, a lot at the time. So I was talking about the hate raids. I was living through the Twitch, a different era of the Twitch experience. So I felt like I had something to get out of my chest and like fucking express and shit. And I was like watching this. I'm really into animation. You guys know.
We're all animators.
I was really into animation, and there's this Russian animator who's been making one movie for the last like 20 years, and he does it with paper, like cutouts of paper. It's kind of like stop motion mixed with animation, because he makes the actual characters, but they're physical pieces of paper that move, and then it's stop motion, and it's very complicated. And he's like banned in Russia because it's seen as like subversive. So it's like play with paper like a Russian animator. 40 years later, slated as an agitator. He's slated as an you know what I'm saying? So it's literally just
things you're absorbing. Yeah. So I was talking about like living life type shit. Remember? I just said that, right?
Yeah, you did. That's crazy. It's beautiful, because I think it's insane how like, because I've never like tried to rap or anything before. Like I don't even have that sort of like brain to try and like express myself in that way. So I always think it's so like, that's why hip hop was just so fucking beautiful for me, like growing up, is because I was like a pretty lonely kid, so I was like hearing people like express, like I'm like, damn, this man is really like speaking of my soul right now. First rapper I ever fell in love with was like people like Lupe Fiasco, or just like I'm listening to Lupe Fiasco when I'm in like middle school, and I'm just like, man, like a lot of the stuff I don't know what this guy's saying, but it's just hitting me. Like the lines that hit just really like fucking hit my soul. And I think it's really like people who can do it as well as you do, and like obviously some of the best rappers do. Like I think it's you connect with a lot of people that way, because that's when I was solidified as a Galax enjoyer. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I was like, get the fuck out of here. This guy's tight. Like this guy's just making hits over here.
You honor me. I love the butterflies on your shirt, by the way. This is such a dope
dude. Look at that fit.
It's so good.
I couldn't have done it without AJ and Jill. They're my honorary stylists.
Dude, we're just saying, like, man, you look. Fuck, dude. You was talking about like, since you've been wearing some of the clothes,
I've been getting compliments,
bunch of compliments.
Yeah, I'm walking. I'm fucking going into Ralph's, and
Baddies like,
they're like, hey man, that's a nice shirt. I'm
like, right this way.
Yeah.
No, skip the line, right?
I'm like, oh thanks, it's my friends.
Hey, you don't say that.
Yeah, I know. I gotta stop being so humble, I guess.
Yeah, I
gotta play it up.
Yeah, you know how you do it. I've been doing like this since,
Oh yeah. But I just I kind of wanted to hear your thought process, because like I said, I always have Capital and Life Cycle specifically I have on repeat. Also because I don't know where to find your other music as well. But yeah,
I'm trying to get that secret lost tape.
Yeah, I know that was me low key being like, yeah, you can send me some more stuff if you want. But
those 6 tracks are never gonna see the light of day.
Yeah, never again. They're gone. Yeah, but so I kind of want to get into like, you were talking about this a little bit before. I really want to hear about the contrast of like, you sort of style yourself as like someone who's a little bit, has more classical roots, but I really want to hear about the contrast of like that side of your musical career and then sort of like the hip hop side of it as well, because I feel like, and please like feel free to correct me, I feel like generally when people hear classical music and hip hop, you would think that they're like totally opposite sides of the spectrum. But I kind of want to get your experience because you were a band director, you did all this stuff on both sides of it. Like, what do you feel like that sort of experience is like? Do you feel like they're more similar than people would think, or like what are sort of the things that would make certain classical things sound good but might not work in hip hop kind of thing? Like, I kind of want to hear your experience, like with the contrast.
It's funny to hear you saying that. I'm like, and right now I'm like trying to name every single hip hop song that uses classical music. I'm like, okay, fucking hieroglyphics classic, Dance to the Devil.
I really want to hear that. Yeah,
Jedi Mind Tricks.
But,
I'm just here to hold your hand when you die.
Yeah, but I'd love to hear the contrast between those two, or if there even is any. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, so God, okay. So a long time ago, before I decided that I was gonna be a hip hop guy, because I wanted to go into music for the money all of a sudden, and then I'm like, oh, hip hop makes money, and then I'm like gonna go into the worst fucking version of it for that, but whatever. So I actually was right out of college. I started a chamber orchestra. It was like 12 dudes, 2 violins, 2 clarinets, a trumpet, whatever, French horn, 12 musicians that were like mine. And then I named them Novo Tempo Musicum because that's what the fuck I was into. And I paid them their fucking salaries. And
what the
fuck? I wrote them their fucking music. The sheet music is still around there somewhere. And then we would go to we did 2 shows at a Masonic temple, and then we recorded. We did like a couple, like 6 recording sessions at a fucking studio that were a waste of time and money. But like one thing that I did do was I wrote a piece of music called Scotch and Variations, because that was at the height of my alcoholism. God damn it, I was drinking scotch every day. I had it like that. I don't anymore. So it's like the Scotch and Variations is a 300-page piece of music with a theme and a variations. The theme is just bum, 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 the same 4 chords that everybody has been using since the dawn of time, right? So then you write variations on these, which is something that classical composers used to do. Beethoven wrote a theme and variation on God Save the Queen. Mozart did one on Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. That's a little famous. So I wrote a theme and variations. I wrote the theme, I wrote the variations, and then I got my fucking machine, M2 at the time, actually.
Yeah.
And I did drum loops for each one of those variations, right? Like trap drum loops, a couple of boom bap drum loops. Like each variation also has a hip hop different, and then I would catalog them. There's A, B, C, D, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can mix and match them.
Yeah.
The classical music. And then I got 3 fucking rappers, and on this stage, I would conduct with a baton. I had my beat machine that I would fucking cue and coordinate myself. And then I had the rappers going around doing their thing, grabbing their nuts and shit. That was amazing. That was, to me, the pinnacle of my hip hop like creativity was the meshing of those 2 things. I would have really liked to do more of that. I had an offer to fucking go somewhere and do something with it. It wasn't enough money. You have to pay 12 fucking dudes. But I would have loved to do more of that. It's just really expensive. I think it's really interesting. I think that hip hop still has the potential as a musical genre, not as a cultural force, maybe necessarily, but as a musical genre. I think hip hop still has room to be elevated to higher. Like there's groups like Black Violin that do it, and Lin-Manuel sort of doing it like on Broadway. But I'm talking about, I want hip hop taught at the university level. I want rapper classes. I want DJ classes outside of just Scratch Academy. I want hip hop to be as legitimate of an art form as classical, because it is. I don't care that classical has 500 or 1,000 years of history on it. The roots of hip hop go back further than that. I would argue. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I don't think I think they mesh beautifully. I think there's no problem there.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's actually crazy. Like, you know, because especially, you know, I thought of that question because I was sort of thinking, you know, like from my, I guess, more casual viewpoint, because I've never actually made music myself. So, you know, it's easy to think like, hey, because I kind of knew that this wasn't the case, especially as I started watching you, because, you know, you were someone who was very, you know, I would say accomplished in both fields of like creating those two types of things. Yeah, like at least in terms of making quality, I would say accomplished. And so I was just like, yeah, like I really want to hear about this, because I feel like, you know, if you go ask a random Joe Schmo on the street, they'd probably say like, yeah, classical and hip hop, those two couldn't be further apart. But, you know, I think yeah, it was cool to hear you sort of flesh that out. I appreciate it.
There's a concept in classical music called a cadenza. And a cadenza, for example, you take a piano concerto, like the Rachmaninoff Third Piano Concerto in whatever the fuck key it is, right? You take that piece of music, and at the end, there's a part that says cadenza. And there's a written piece of music that you can play there, but traditionally, what you actually do is you make it the fuck up.
Damn.
That exists.
Wow.
When back in the day, Baroque music, 1400s, right? There was something called a figured bass, where composers wouldn't even write out the full piece of music. They would only write out one part, and then they would give all the musicians exactly.
Damn.
You have to make it up.
That's like fucking hard. Yeah.
You know.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, that is actually really cool. Yeah. So this is sort of my last like scripted question I have for you, and then we can sort of like move into looking at chat or just shooting the shit or whatever. How much time do I have? Like after I ask this question, I gotta fucking pee really bad. Like
By the way, I'm having a fucking blast.
Me too.
Me too. This is wonderful.
This is
Are you ever coming down to SoCal?
Yeah.
Or
I would love to.
LA?
I would. Yeah, I gotta. Gavosi keeps telling me I can't. He's like, nobody wants to see you there. I'm like, okay.
He's probably watching this shit on the fucking plane. He's like, the fuck.
Yeah, but so my last sort of scripted question for you is, you know, you were mentioning music theory a little bit. You know, as I've sort of started listening to like people talk about music more, I feel like there's always this sort of common debate about like how necessary is music theory to create good music? Like what is the, you know, how much do you need? Is it, you know, what is the tool? What's the use for it? So like, where do you sort of fall on this? But like, cause I didn't even know this about you. You went to college for music theory. You have this huge, crazy background in it. And so I'm kind of curious, like, do you feel like you in, you know, Reverso world where Galax has no formal training at all, do you feel like you could have still gotten to the same place where you feel like you're making music of the same quality, or where do you sort of land on that?
I want to hear this.
Me too, really bad. Save the best for last.
Damn, these questions are crazy. Honestly, I feel like I see the world through music theory, like it's such an integral. Okay, so I don't think you need music theory to make music. I think there's plenty of DJs out there. Jay-Z claims to not even write shit. You know, there's people out there doing amazing things, no music theory. I mean, the roots of jazz uses a lot of music theory now, but I mean, back when they were coming up with Negro spirituals, you know, didn't it rain, chilling, you know, there's no formal music theory. You know, as complex as a story can get in writing, the original form of storytelling was still verbal.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, word of mouth.
And I'm very big on music theory. I believe that music theory is a superpower. I see the world through music theory. That's the lens. Like sometimes I'll get on stream and I'll do a piano stream and someone will be like, hey, can you play this song? And I'm like, let me hear it. And then I hear the song and I'm not hearing the song. And this can be a problem when it comes to like enjoyment. I've had this problem before where I'll listen to something and instead of sitting there and enjoying it, I hear, okay, here's the 1, here's the minor 6, here's the major 3, and then we're modulating into the major 2, whatever, right?
Like a machine, like a converting it.
Yeah, I'm converting it like in real time. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what's going on in this piece of music. Because in reality, at the core, the bones of music, like as a craft, as an art form, have not changed in 500 years. You know, in reality, the biggest change is like the electronic stuff and being able to do microtones and glides and like crazy samples and shit like that. But the actual bones of music haven't changed in 500 to 1,000 years. So when I hear a piece of music and then I reproduce it on the piano, I'm just using music theory. I'm purely, it's a mechanical thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like I used to have a kid that I taught piano and music theory because he was a genius. He was 9 years old, little Indian kid. This motherfucker was writing classical compositions with music theory. And that's how mechanical music theory in reality is. Like it really is just math. There really is a right answer and a wrong answer. You could tell the wrong answer if you want, but you're gonna have to learn the right answer first. With that being said, a long time ago, my father told me something that has stuck with me, which is that you can either have a flashlight or you can stumble around in the dark, but either way, you could get to the same place.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Yeah.
It's like Pokemon when you don't have flash.
Yeah.
And you're walking through the,
You're walking through the
dark.
caves, yeah.
There's Golbats and Zubats attacking you.
Eventually, I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, I'll fucking get there one day. Yeah. Just might take a little longer. That's interesting.
If
Yeah.
you tilt the Game Boy just the right way,
You can see a little bit. You can see a little. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's so interesting. Yeah. I love hearing different opinions on it too, because you hear some people say, bro, music theory is bullshit. Like I've seen so many Twitter and obviously Twitter is not the right place, but it's just different opinions that I've seen, right? Like I'm not taking anything as gospel on Twitter, but like just different opinions.
I mean, one way you could see it is like there's people who have music theory but make dog shit music, and there's people who don't have music theory and they make good music, but vice versa, the other way around too.
I was about to say,
you know,
so
people who don't know music theory and make dog shit music too.
Yeah,
you know?
that's why I know that there's not a right answer. I very much just wanted to, because I've seen so many different opinions on the matter of like, you know, like, yeah, music theory is fucking dog shit, it's bullshit, like it, and then I see other people who are like, yeah, you can't do shit without it, you know, like, and then, you know, I like that you're sort of somewhere in the middle, which I feel like is where we probably like should be generally in most cases in life. There's usually not, you know, I mean, there are in some cases, but you know, it's.
I will say this: if you're getting into music as a money-making venture, you really should not learn music theory because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and in most cases, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could watch a 3-part YouTube video, 20 minutes each part, explaining, you know, where the kick goes, where the snare goes, where the hi-hat goes. Here's how you fucking put a bass. You know, here's how you change the pitch on a sample.
The recipe, essentially. Yeah.
It's really that easy, and you could make money like that.
You know, I actually thought about. I'm talking about it with my homies all the time.
I gotta pee. You
keep
going.
You good. We should create like a secret like YouTube channel, YouTube name, like artist group name, and we just make, you know, really generic ass like type beats, and we just like make money off that shit, and then that funds the real projects, you know, like
that's genius. That's genius.
Like I wouldn't feel any shame, you know, like it's just as much shame as like working a job you don't like, you know, like, oh, I'll make some shit I don't like. Exactly. Just make some dog shit music. People love it. And you know, it's just essentially just like splice samples or something. Just like make it lo-fi or make it like a jungle. And then whatever money you make off that funds like the passion projects. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm selling myself if I do that shit.
That'll make money. Like there's a lot of opportunities in the music industry, in the sound engineering, production, design industry. There's a lot of opportunities. if you're willing to get down in the mud and do shit that you just have no interest in.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens though. Like, if you're like a bassist or drummer, you know, any instrument, but then you get assigned like those roles where you kind of like just play the music, the backing track for these bands you don't like, genre you don't like, you know, that's anything, you know, like the guy who made the Blue Note covers, he didn't like jazz. Did you know that?
Way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I read up about that. He didn't like jazz. He was really talented and stuff. He's like, yeah, it was good money, but someone needs to vouch for this, because you know how a lot of hip hop and like a lot of stories and stuff, it's like word of mouth. I could easily be misspreading shit that I didn't vouch, but I swear I was told that shit. I'll double check after this, you know, and I'll have Fanman edit the VOD, and it will say like in subtitles like, "This is not true." But I swear to God, I heard. I don't want to confirm it, but I remember hearing that he didn't like jazz and he was into classical music, but it was just like, you know, like that was just his work he did.
There's a couple of like heavy metal guitar players, like, you know, Van Halen and shit, where that's also the case. Like,
Really?
at the end of the day, proficiency on an instrument is just virtuosity. Like if you can play, it's mechanical. It's mechanical.
Yeah,
if you can do it, you can do it. And if you can do it, you can make money doing it.
How was your pee?
It was great. I feel so much better. I was fighting for my fucking life the whole time. You had to pee. I had to pee so bad,
Oh
bro.
fuck!
I fucking chugged the whole thing of coffee. I drinking this water. I was fucking.
Those cups of coffee are massive, by the way. Y'all are going ham on the coffee.
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. This one's fucking huge.
I was so tired.
Yeah, I mean, I'm exhausted too.
Yeah, but I.
Gabosi's fault. He pull up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he made me stay all night getting Korean barbecue with him. You know.
Facts.
I'm joking. I love you. I love you. If you're listening to this on the plane.
Yeah,
most jealous.
Oh, I did have a fall. I don't know what you guys were talking about, but
That's okay. It was just like some like you know schemes and shit.
yeah. So this is the end of my. I'm just gonna close. The
Yeah,
laptop.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is the end of my my scripted part, so we can like open up chat or whatever.
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
want to, but
I guess like closing the podcast itself. Like, is there anything you're working on? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to talk about?
Not a damn thing, if I'm being honest. I'm not doing I just got a fucking cam. I got like all these fucking records. I want to catalog them on stream.
Ooh,
And then
sick.
like Fridays, I want to have a channel redemption where they can like pick which record gets played.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
That's like it.
That's fucking sick though.
that
That's
is
tight.
sick. Yeah, but you know,
My Luigi's getting pretty gnarly in Smash Ultimate. I know
Yeah.
I know you guys play actual video
No,
games.
no. We should play Ultimate sometime.
I actually do play Ultimate. I play Ultimate. I like Ultimate. I play it more for fun, but I
Jill?
still love it.
Joe, can I borrow your iPad?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we need so we can
Jill?
see chat.
Can I borrow your iPad? Because I can't see Chad.
Yeah. But okay.
But
Outro part. Follow Galaxius GPT on Twitch. Go check him out.
any other social medias?
That's our goat right there. We love this guy.
Any?
Not a single. I guess I have a Twitter, sort of.
Oh,
You know, I was looking for it.
I was about to say, because I know I've seen you post on Twitter before, but I don't think it's the same one. Because I looked for that one.
No, I deleted all my social medias. I had to
Okay,
make
yeah.
a new Twitter.
Okay, yeah, I
Okay,
was about
okay.
to say because I was looking for it and I
Shit,
didn't
from
find it
coffee.
because I was trying to tag you and shit.
But thanks, man.
No,
Thanks
yeah.
thanks for coming to the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm loading up the thing. Loading up the chat.